So you want to know what it's like to live in Hayward, California? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get to it. Welcome to the Living in Oakland, California channel. I'm Fleming, your local realtor, and I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about living, working, playing, sleeping, eating, whatever, in Oakland and the rest of the San Francisco East Bay. I get a ton of people who reach out to me with questions about what it's like to live here, how do they transition here, what they need to know before they get here, and I absolutely love it. That is why I do these videos. I have moved places and not known anyone or anything about the place, so I know how hard that is. So if you've got any questions about anything you see in this or any of my other videos, you know what to do. Give me a call, drop me a text, send me an email, whatever works for you. Because when it comes to helping you transition to Oakland and the rest of the San Francisco East Bay, I got your back. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Hayward, California. And Hayward is an East Bay city which is very centrally located and has become increasingly popular over the last 5 years, 10 years or so. So as I always do in these videos, let's start with where you can find Hayward on a map. So if you look at the map of the Bay Area and you find Oakland and you head south on either Highway 880 south or Highway 580 east, about 15 to 16 miles, you will get to the city of Hayward. So this geographic location makes Hayward a very central location. It is very easy, relatively speaking, to get to just about anywhere in the Bay Area. And that is part of the reason that Hayward is often referred to as the heart of the Bay Area. Now, Hayward is a city of about 160,000 people, and it covers about 49 square miles, I think. So that gives it a population density of somewhere around 3,500 people per square mile. And the geography of Hayward is extremely varied. It runs from the San Francisco Bay well into the San Francisco East Bay Hills. So you can get any type of lifestyle really that you're looking for, right on the bay, in the middle of town, or living in the hills. So historically, Hayward's economy was really based on light industrial warehouses and some high tech. And over the years, some of that light industrial has moved out of the city, but other things such as more distribution centers and some additional high tech have moved into the city. So some of the largest employers in Hayward include California State University East Bay, which has its primary campus in Hayward, Berkeley Farms, which is a dairy company, Chabot College, which is a junior college in the area. So Hayward has become an extremely popular destination over the last 5 to 10 years for people either coming to the East Bay or relocating within the East Bay. And this is reflected in the housing prices. So over the last year, housing prices in Hayward have increased about 22%, which brings the median home price to about $880,000 in the city. And the days homes stay on the market when they're for sale has decreased by about 45% in the last year. So if you find a great home in Hayward, it may only be on the market a few days. One of the great things about Hayward is it has a very wide diversity of housing. Everything from apartments to townhomes, condos, small homes, medium-sized homes, large homes in the hills, homes right on the bay. Whatever you're looking for, whatever lifestyle you're looking for, Hayward is a good destination, and you're more than likely to be able to find it here. So education-wise, Hayward is served by the Hayward Unified School District. I believe it has 21 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, and 3 high schools. I think they have a continuation high school and an adult education center. And then also there is Chabot Junior College in Hayward. And as I mentioned earlier, Cal State University East Bay maintains its primary campus in Hayward in the Hayward Hills. So recreation-wise, Hayward has a number of parks. They have 4 parks operated by the East Bay Regional Park District, and then they have a number of city parks that are operated by the Hayward Area Recreational District, HARD, that's how I remember that. And it is actually the largest municipal park district in California. It operates all of the parks in Hayward, and it also oversees and operates the parks in many of the unincorporated areas nearby, such as Castro Valley, Cherryland, San Lorenzo. All of them are overseen by the Hayward Park District. Hayward is also home to the oldest Japanese garden in California. So let's talk about transportation in Hayward. So let's start with the freeways. So there are 3 primary freeways that go through Hayward, and those are Highways 880, which essentially is a highway between Oakland and San Jose, and then there's Highway 580, which is a freeway essentially between Oakland and eventually takes you out towards the Central Valley, towards Stockton, but happens to just turn eastward in the city of Hayward. And then there's Highway 238, which is an important artery highway that connects Highway 580 to Highway 880. So it enables a lot of transit to go from the Central Valley over to Highway 880 and head towards San Jose or the peninsula. Now, Hayward also happens to be one of the base ends of the San Mateo Hayward Bridge. Now, this bridge was originally opened in 1929, which makes this crossing of the bay older than either the Bay Bridge or the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, the span was replaced in the 1960s and then had significant upgrades done to it, I believe in the 1990s or early 2000s. It is a key artery for people who live in the East Bay and want to go to the San Francisco Peninsula. Hayward also has 2 BART stations, which enable people to get into San Francisco and other areas around the bay very easily. And it is also served by AC Transit for bus service. So let's talk about crime in Hayward. Now, this is a subject that often catches people by surprise because Hayward has somewhat of a reputation as having a crime challenge. But if you look at the statistics, the violent crime rate in Hayward is actually less than 1/3 that of Oakland, and the property crime rate is about half that of Oakland. So Hayward is a much safer city statistically than Oakland, even though they're very close by to one another. So the 3 best things about Hayward, well, number 1, its location. It is very centrally located. You can be in Oakland in 15 minutes. You can be in San Jose in about 30 minutes or so. San Francisco is maybe 30 to 45 minutes away. You can be in the San Francisco Peninsula in about 15 minutes. So anywhere you want to go pretty much in the Bay Area, you're probably no more than 30 to 45 minutes away. And that is really key, especially if you drive a fair amount in this area. The number 2 best thing about being in Hayward is just its diversity. It is a very diverse city with people of all kinds of backgrounds, and it is a very welcoming city. You can pretty much go anywhere and find a group of people that you are going to fit in with, feel comfortable with, and just feel like you're at home. The third thing that is great about Hayward is its diversity of housing. So a lot of cities in the Bay Area really tend to focus on one type of housing or another. They're not always super diverse in their housing stock, but Hayward is extremely diverse in its housing stock. Everything from the most budget-oriented housing needs to luxury homes in the hills can be found in Hayward. So the 3 worst things about Hayward? Well, number 1, I would say the dramatic increase in the cost of housing in the last year or so. Now, Hayward is still relatively affordable compared to some of the other nearby cities, but the cost of housing has risen dramatically in Hayward in recent years. The number 2 thing about Hayward that may not be so great, well, its school district historically has not been one of the strongest school districts in the Bay Area. Like many other school districts, it is working to improve its level of education, but it still probably has a ways to go. The number 3 thing that may not be so great about Hayward, it really doesn't have much of a cultural or nightlife in the town. If you want to do things at night, go out to restaurants, shows, things like that, you really either have to go to Oakland or you have to go down to San Jose, because Hayward is really much more of a bedroom community than it is a destination spot for entertainment. So there you have it, a quick summary of what it's like to live in Hayward, California, and some of the things you might want to know or think about before you move to the area. Now, if you have any questions about anything I talked about in this video or any of my other videos, you know what to do. Drop me a text, give me a call, send me an email, because I'm here to answer your questions. That's why I do these videos. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button so YouTube knows to show it to other people with interests similar to yourself. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you know each and every time I drop a new video, and I will catch you in the next video.